Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today we'll be covering the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Volume 1, Issue Number 2, published in 1982 by Marvel Comics. This one covers the letters B to C and characters from Baron Mordo to the Collective Man. And we can see another wonderful wraparound cover by artist Ed Hannigan. Great job here. And he was, of course, the innovator of these covers. And they would be later, I won't say perfected, but perhaps improved upon by John Byrne. Although there is a charm to these Ed Hannigan covers from Volume 1 that I really love. A playfulness in the characters, just an energy, a new energy, really great. Let's dive in. And the two primary drivers on this project were Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief, Mark Grunwald, editor, head writer, designer, with assistance from Mike Carlin. Joe Rubenstein inks all the figures, and we have various artists doing each character, just as with Who's Who, except I'll be flipping back to the table of contents because they don't list the artists at the end of the entry. So we have Baron Mordo, first appearance, Strange Tales 111. Great artwork from Paul Smith, one of Doctor Strange's main foes. Really nice figure work here from Paul Smith. I love it. Next up, we have Baron Zemo, and that's some classic Mike Zeck artwork there on Baron Zemo. Really great. First appearance, first modern appearance as the Phoenix, Captain America 168. And as Zemo, Captain America 276. And this is the son of the original Baron Zemo who showed up in those Avengers, those very early Avengers issues. He was the guy who created Wonder Man and other acts of villainy. Next up, we have the Basilisk by excellent artist Sandy Plunkett, who would appear periodically during this series. Basil Elks, what a name. First appearance, Marvel Team Up number 18. Very cool. Yeah, he had just a host of interesting powers. He would eventually die at the hands of Scourge, I believe, in an issue of Fantastic Four a few years down the road. We have an excellent entry on Batroc here with more great Mike Zeck artwork. Really cool. And this was early on, too. I love this kind of rawness. Before they developed the strength level box, which I did like, but I also didn't like that they took away the strength rankings of non-super strong characters. So for instance here, Batroc can lift press 500 pounds, which is a great fact to know, really cool. But in the Volume 2, he was just a man who could lift press weight commensurate with someone who engages in intensive regular exercise. So didn't like that loss of detail. We have a great beast here. I think this is Kerry Gamel. And of course, he can lift press 2,000 pounds or 1 ton. First appearance, Amazing Adventures, X-Men number 1. And then he's mutated in Amazing Adventures number 11. Then we have the Beetle, Abner Jenkins. Strange Tales 123 was his first appearance. And then he redid his armor, and that first showed up the quote-unquote modern Beetle armor, Spectacular Spider-Man 58. I love this armor. I also love the old armor. Next up, Belladonna. First appearance, Spectacular Spider-Man 43. I want to check. It looks like Frank Miller artwork on Belladonna. Let me just check. Belladonna is actually Marie Severin. And that Beetle was a beautiful John Byrne. Next up, we have Binary, Carol Danvers. This is, of course, post Ms. Marvel having her powers stolen. She was experimented on by the Brood, became Binary. Just an awesome character. Great Dave Cockrum artwork here. As Ms. Marvel, her first appearance was Ms. Marvel number 1. As Binary, it was X-Men 164. Next up, we have Black Bolt with some great Mike Zeck artwork. His first appearance, FF46, one of those classically designed Kirby characters. Then we have the Black Cat. Just try to track down her first appearance, Spider-Man 194. It's quite valuable now. Great artwork there, and I'll check on it in a second after we take a look at Black Knight, Dane Whitman. physicist and adventurer. First appearance, Avengers number 48. Love this character design. They would, of course, redo the character when he returned to the Avengers in the mid-'80s and get rid of the bat wings on his helmet, but I do kind of like those bat wings. Let's see, so who did the Black Knight for us? It was Kerry Gammill, and of course, Black Cat's John Romita Jr. Next up, we've got another of these half-page entries here. First, Blacklash. I am a sucker for a character with a top knot. Always love that. His first appearance, Tales of Suspense 97. Another just great gadget villain. Mark Scarlatti. I believe he was related to the Magia. And then Black Mamba, Tanya Seeley. Really great character. First appearance, Marvel 2-in-1 64, during the Great Serpent Crown Affair. Man, they had some great runs of stories between Project Pegasus and the Serpent Crown Affair over the course of a year. Ralph Macchio, Mark Grunwald were crushing it on Marvel 2-in-1. She's just awesome. Great Serpent Squad character. She would, of course, join the Serpent Society later on. And then we have this awesome Black Panther entry. T'Challa, first appearance, FF52. And, of course, here it is stated that he can lift press approximately 800 pounds. So his strength was roughly the equal of Captain America, which we're going to see. In the Volume 2, I believe they revised it down by 50 pounds to 750 pounds, which is a little disappointing because I always think of him as the equal of Cap. But what a great piece of artwork here. And let's just confirm who that is. Black Panther, drawn by the inimitable Keith Pollard. Black Mamba was done by Bob Layton, and Blacklash also by Bob Layton. So yeah, Bob Layton representing here as a great penciler. And these Joe Rubenstein inks on all these figures are awesome. Black Widow, this is definitely Frank Miller right here doing this artwork. Count on it. Take it to the bank. First appearance, Tales of Suspense 52, Natasha Romanoff. Just a great character. I did love this modernization of her costume and going with the short hair. It was cool. Next up, we have Blastar, one of the most formidable FF villains ever. 6'6", 520 pounds, just a powerhouse of nuclear energy. First appearance, FF62. He could lift press 50 tons and was basically inexhaustible. Just a great villain. Let's check. I'm pretty sure that's John Byrne artwork, but let's be sure. No, that's Al Milgrom. I stand corrected. Wow. Okay, good job, Al Milgrom. And then Blitzkrieg, drawn by Joe Rubenstein. Pretty great. Our inker, Joe Rubenstein, gets to do a little penciling here. This guy was from the Contest of Champions. There were a bunch of international characters who were introduced in that series. And then we have Blizzard, Gregor Shaponka. First appearance, Tales of Suspense 45. He's one of those original sort of gadget bad guys fighting Iron Man. Next up, the Blob, Fred J. Dukes. First appearance, X-Men number 3. One of their oldest foes, if you think about it. And here it's listed that he can lift press 5 tons, I believe. And let's see who draws him. Very nice artwork on the Blob there. Steve Leialoha, no wonder. I'm a big Steve Leialoha fan. Moving on, Blue Shield, a littler known Marvel character. First appearance, Dazzler number 5. And real name, Joe Cartel. Then we have an excellent Boomerang entry. That's John Byrne all the way on that artwork. First appearance, Tales to Astonish, number 81. He was an early Hulk villain and had a really crazy looking costume back then. This more modern one is much slicker. I loved his origin, ex-Major League pitcher, kind of gone bad, really cool. I've used that a number of times in RPGs I've played over the years, that origin. Brother Voodoo, great character, very awesome artwork here, and we'll double check who did that. That might be Keith Pollard as well. First appearance, Strange Tales 169. That's another first appearance where if you try to track that one down, you're going to get some sticker shock for sure. Yeah, and that Brother Voodoo is Keith Pollard. Blue Shield is some early Brett Blevins artwork. Very cool. Then we had the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Wow, this, I'm not sure who does these headshots. It could be Paul Smith, but we're going to double check that in a minute. Bullseye, This is Frank Miller all the way. First appearance, Daredevil 131. What a great character. I mean, so he appeared well before Miller's first book of Daredevil, which was, I think, 157, but he was really brought into his own by first Miller Mackenzie and then Miller by himself as the scripter. And let's see, who we checking on here? Brotherhood of Evil, Paul Smith. Excellent. All right, moving along here. We get a Cannonball. Excellent. Sam Guthrie, one of the founding members of the New Mutants, Marvel graphic novel number 4. He first appeared in. And just a quick aside, I really enjoyed the New Mutants movie for what it was. I thought it was great, scary, creepy, and I think well worth checking out, especially if you can get it on streaming or borrow it from your local library. Next up, of course, Steve Rogers, Captain America, with his awesome Mike Zeck artwork. And of course, he is a pinnacle of human perfection. And it is listed here that he can lift press 800 pounds with great effort. He can run 30 miles per hour. And he just has a host of near superhuman athletic abilities. Just a great write up here for him. Really cool. Love it. And then we get Captain Britain. I do have a soft spot on his new costume, or quote-unquote new costume, the one they in the mid-'80s gave him to replace this one, was cool, but I just have a fondness for this one with the scepter, and very cool. And that Marvel team up with the Byrne artwork's great. And the old Herb Trimpe stories are a lot of fun, too. But his first appearance was Marvel team up number 65. Brian Braddock. Of course, his sister Betsy Braddock would become Psylocke. Yeah, and according to this, he could lift press 1,800 pounds. So he had sort of that limited super strength, but when he gets the new costume, they really amp up his power level. And let's see here. Captain Britain is Bob Budiansky. Great artwork. And Bob McLeod drew our Cannonball entry, by the way. Forgot to credit that. Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, a really great character introduced in the Avengers or right around this time. First appearance, Amazing Spider-Man, annual number 16, but she joins the Avengers in issue 227 and becomes a mainstay, and eventually becomes the leader for a short time. Just a phenomenal, really a character with godlike powers, just incredibly powerful Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau. And could this be an Al Milgrom entry? Let's take a look and see. No, she's a John Romita Jr. entry, so very nice. Then we're going to get Captain Universe, drawn by Bob Budiansky. Very cool. Anyone could be Captain Universe, even Aunt May. It was a great concept. I did like it. I remember a great Hulk story. It was an annual where Bruce Banner becomes Captain Universe, gets separated from the Hulk, and battles the Hulk. Very cool. I'll have to cover that one on the show. Next up, the Champion of the Universe. Pretty sure this is Ron Wilson, since he had a co-creation credit for him. Trico Slatteris, an Elder of the Universe. Marvel 2-in-1 annual number 7 is his first appearance. Of course, he has vast super strength. He can lift press 100 tons at Earth's gravity. He would have class 100 strength in the new volume. Champions of Xandar, really cool, from the old Nova limited series, or short-lived series, the Nova series from the late 70s. Some cool costume designs here on these guys. Charlie 27, I love this character as a kid. I would make up super teams, sometimes during trigonometry class. Sorry, Mr. Saris, when I should have been paying attention. I was making up super teams. And for the strong guy, I would often include Charlie 27, even though I really think they short-shrifted his strength here. They say he can only lift press 1,500 pounds, but I don't believe it. I think he should have been much, much stronger. At least 25 tons, come on. Anyway, he's 6 feet, 555 pounds. Great character design. Oh, the Circus of Crime. What a great group of loser supervillains. Very cool. I'll never forget when Ghost Rider burned the clown with Hellfire. I think it was in Ghost Rider 84. Very sad. Next up, we have Cloak and Dagger. And their first appearance was Spectacular Spider-Man 64 during some of the drug war stories, I believe. And Cloak and Dagger are drawn by Ed Hannigan, our cover artist. Pretty great. And I should add that Charlie 27 was a great Al Milgrom piece of artwork. Then we have Cobra, drawn here by John Romita Jr., really cool. And I think Collective Man may also be by him because he was the artist for the Contest of the Universe, or Contest of Champions, I should say, limited series that Collective Man debuted in. Contest of Champions #1. Back to Cobra. He, of course, an old Marvel villain. First appeared Journey into Mystery 96. Believe it or not, he was a Thor villain. So, and a pretty cool one at that. And they also, neat fact here, he could press 500 pounds. So he was no lightweight, really. I mean, for being 5'10", 180, that's some power. And then, of course, we have our Alien Races, which was at the end of every one of these original volume issues. And the Brood, really great. My favorite of this group of 8 aliens here. Very cool. And then we have an appendix with a bunch of ephemera that is in a print that is too tiny for me to attempt to read on camera. So I will not do it. But that is it, folks. That is the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Volume 1, number 2. I'm going to continue my march all the way to 15. Covering this amazing, groundbreaking series from Marvel. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.